How's it going, Overwatch fans? Welcome to a week 2 of UGC Season 10. We'll be joining currently Ungentlemen Academy versus Not Critical Mass in our intermediate league. Ooh, a little bit of an issue for me here, but either way, I'm not alone this time, not solo casting. I'm joined by my fellow caster, Corbec. How's it going, man?
Good. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here, do some cool play-by-play casting for this. This is actually a pretty interesting matchup, at least on paper.
Yeah, agreed. On Gentleman Academy, sadly, we couldn't see them last week. I should have actually been casting them, but that did not go through. So we get to see what they've got today against Not Critical Mass.
Yeah, both these teams I think came out week one. Unfortunately, they both racked up losses. So, a little bit of opportunity here for one of them, I think, to regain a little early season momentum, turn things around. On paper, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, JJ, but on paper, I believe that Ungentlemanly Academy is the stronger team. Also has a really cool logo. I was very impressed, but I haven't seen them play, so I can't really say one hand or the other who actually holds the advantage here until we get started.
Agreed. There's just a lot of changes in between that just teams are able to bring out, whether it's mechanically or surprisingly strategically. SR just doesn't calculate it. Right now, we're seeing Not Critical Mass just going for a general death ball, and Ungentleman Academy holding with a partial dive and a bastion in the backline. So we'll see how that goes. I'll leave it to you, man.
Yeah, Insight up in the air right now on the Pharah, dropping in some fire. They picked Irie early, and that was a big pick at the moment. But the red team trying to circle around here, just get underneath this Bastion and cut sidelines. And Rhino more than happy to rotate here to put in fire down this narrow choke and just kind of hold them. And that will actually cost them Dark as well. So this attack sort of stalling out before it even began. They're going to wait for these members to come back here, JJ. This is going to be a half-hearted push. I don't think they can make this stick.
Yeah,
And they definitely can't now.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, they're trying to take as much as they can right now, sneaking just a little bit of progress, but they're not able to get that tick straight through. They took too much damage going straight through. They were doing it the smart way, though, going point by point, not taking too much damage from that Bastion, but that Pharah is just letting on that damage.
Yeah, and it's one of the key problems here with these Bastion compositions too. There's so much stress, right? You're trying to split your focus between this Pharah and between the Bastion himself. You're also trying to get the right positioning, and even one pick when you're trying to get up close and aggressive can be super deadly. Looks like they're thinking about this one a little bit more. Probably going to come back in with Dive.
Yeah, it does look like it. They're probably looking for a much more aggressive kind of attack going in. They got to be careful, though. They're losing all that art charge. That Sombra is at 85%, though, so we'll see if that works to their favor.
Insight taking the better of the Pharah duel in the sky might actually delay this attack just a little bit. Dollar looking for a res there. Don't think they're gonna get it because Insight is applying just so much pressure up in the air. Feels largely uncontested right now, and they're merging out into the sightline. And again, Rhino more than happy to pump the damage down, but Irie now sitting on the EMP. That'll start the initiation for the dive. I would expect to see the EMP here. They're pushing out Rhino. There comes the Immortality Field just to keep it up. Tank Ultimate comes out. Finally, the EMP is out, but it's a little too late. The attack has already really been pushed back here. Oh, and if only Irie had dropped in with that EMP just maybe 10 seconds before, I think it would have made all the difference.
Very early monkey dive. No defense matrix to defend them, no EMP to assist them, and right now, Ungentlemen is just all in the blue. Well, not only in their team, but also in their alt charges, as they've got almost everything stacked up.
Yeah, you get the feeling maybe that they're going to have to put something ridiculous together to break this defense at this point in time. Really only sitting on that sound barrier, and Rhino continuing to hammer in damage. Now he's got a little bit of help with that. Joker Kana's amplification matrix is out. That'll force the split. Dark now trying to position on the outside edge. The Winston diving in underneath. Out comes the Valkyrie, just helping them get a little bit more pressure here. They have unseated the Bastion. The sound barrier will come in to try and keep them up here. Dark now triumphing in the Pharah duel. It's a huge pick on Insight. Diva Bomb up, rather speculative, gets no one in the air, but Rhino now returning the favor on the DPS. The clock starting to tick here, and somebody's got to drop it and contest, and sure enough, Tinspire drops on. Insomniac on Tinspire's hip in a lot of danger, has to float around there on the Mercy, will actually be brought down. Diva Bomb dropped in the middle, Orisa's shield drops right at the last second. Nobody really goes down, but it's just Tinspire left there. Insight with a bit of a half-hearted barrage at the end, and finally that miracle kind of came out.
Yeah, agreed. Those hacks were just so beautiful coming out from Erie. Sometimes it was mostly just going towards the Bastion, but it was that initial separation, separating Ungentlemen from that high point, really assisted them, and they just dived in on anyone they could. Luckily, it all worked out in the end, and they're going to be moving on to phase two.
Looks like they're both switching over to sort of, well, it's a Winston Goats on one side, the dive composition on the other. Dark immediately trying to assert some dominance here, now an uncontested forest space, sitting on the barrage as well, looking to drop it in. Dollar playing this middle ground. Tinspire up in the Diva. Actually manages to take Dark out, and that's a big pick. Dollar again looking for the res on the Pharah. Can't really find the space to do it, and actually will get pressured out as well. So clapping back is Ungentlemen Academy. They don't want to give this up without a fight. And Zach, oh no, JJ, that's going to be a brutal stagger.
Agreed. It's gonna take a little. Oh wow, it's taking a lot longer than it has to be. Yeah, that's gonna be huge. Having one person down for an extra 10 seconds. But we're already seeing the biggest difference here. Tinspire willing to get into the sky, tussle against that Fair is gonna be huge against not Critical Mass's DPS.
Well, Irie again sitting here on the EMP, looking to set up a good opportunity. The barrage coming over the top should drop in. Really long range barrage. They'll actually get 2 picks out of that. One of them is Joker Arcana. In the minute you heard that EMP, he knew he was dead. But the kills now coming in for the cleanup. So not Critical Mass doing a good job there of following up, even with a little bit of the awkward barrage placement. Looks like they're going to chase him right back to the doors.
Yeah, agreed. And they're going to get a good amount of space. They're probably going to get all the way to the 75% point, and they got a lot to work with to get it all the way to the end.
Rallying the troops here is Ungentlemanly Academy. They come up on the top deck. Zach up there alone on the Diva, flying back out to the payload. Very disparate is not Critical Mass. They're going to want to coalesce just a little bit here, but Joker Arcana caught in the back line. Oh, and Pasternak will actually get that right there. Diva Bomb thrown in again. Speculatively, Beat was forced out by it. Here comes the Angry Monkey ult on top of everything, knocking Tinspire around like a tin can. Tinspire goes off the edge, so they lose the Diva mech early on. Counter Monkey ult coming out now from Serial, but you feel like it might be just a little bit too late here. Still managing to contest the point. Nobody from Critical Mass seems to want to get on it right now. Finally, Galadoran goes down. And the fight continuing at pace here, really no side seeming to get a distinct advantage, and slowly but surely the kill feed is starting to light up blue. So Ungentlemen Academy, despite some rather dangerous looking kills, has managed to hold the line, and there's only 10 seconds left, JJ. I don't know if they're going to be able to recontest this.
I don't know either. Reinforcements will come from the Monkey. He doesn't have ultimate, though. I agree. This is going to have to be a half attack, and they're going to have to go against all 6 people if they want to contest it anyway. Oh, I didn't... Wow, yeah.
Irie pops out, drops the EMP, just got that, but can't get the Zenyatta, so out comes the Transcendent. Huge boop! Oh, Galadoran with the big boop there nearly cost them severely, but Tinspire and Serial both managed to get up those Serial drops not long thereafter. Desperate fighting now, but the respawn advantage going in favor of Ungentlemanly Academy here. They'll try and hold on as best they can. Pasternak actually brought back into this with a good res. Now comes the Monkey out on top, rally in this as well. Irie back in the form of a Wrecking Ball, just trying to stall out the point. Diva Bomb over the top, no shield coming down for it, will get one. It's Galadoran who goes down. They continue to fight here. Neither side wants to give this up. Tinspire getting 2 big kills there on the backside of this. Irie loses momentum, falls off the edge, and there's no one left to contest.
Yeah, Hammond right off the edge, holding his grapple, trying to keep himself off, but it's just not true. Wow, that boop was beautiful, and that return from Ungentlemen was just mind-blowing to witness, seeing the Diva and Monkey just go back up to recontest. That could have changed the game completely there in phase 2.
It's good reflexes, JJ, if we're being honest. I mean, they both hit it like right when they needed to get up, and just a little bit bad luck there in terms of cooldowns. I don't know if that was Galador had that boop or if it was Dark. It might have been actually Dark's concussion rocket, now that I think about it, but at the time it looked like it was our friendly neighborhood Lucio who was doing what he does best, all things considered. What do you think they come out here with here, JJ, on the attack? Not as far to go as you sometimes have to on Eichenwald.
I'm sorry, you're asking for how far did not Critical Mass go in the attack?
Sorry, what composition do you think they run? But now we have our answer.
Yeah.
Neither of these teams really sticking to the traditional meta script that we've been seeing sort of in ladder and in the organized play scene these days. The the barest hints of goats, really, so far in this matchup, JJ.
Yeah, I mean, in UGC, that always happens, whether it's going to be a complete surprise or just complete strictness. I think that's something I've very much enjoyed so far out of UGC, is that there's always going to be that surprise. There's never anything very strict. Some of these teams have very niche comps that they work with very well, and I'd love to see what it can go against just strict fundamentals that we see out of natural comp, if you will.
Indeed. Well, here they come pressing this choke again. Right on the Sombra are already through. Gets spy checked by Dark, who catches the Sombra out and just brings him down. So a good start there for the defenders. Ungentlemen Academy now going to wait for their Sombra to come back, and they're going to lose critical all charge there as well on that EMP that they're going to need to break this.
They're held up very ahead. I feel like Not Critical Mass will have to move back. They're running against a dive comp. It's going to be very difficult holding that front end.
Serial looking for the dive here, taking his time. Actually, Tin Spire takes the lead with his sight propelling over the top. Now, finally, the Winston moves in, but it's taken him a while. They're hugging the corner here, waiting for cooldowns to come on, I imagine, before they try and dive again. Inside up in the air, feeling largely uncontested on this fire. Finally, Dark comes again, finds Rhino once more in the back line. That is a bit of a problem there. Serial holding on, Tin Spire getting the pick in as well, but a good bunker defense, slowly falling back and giving space, but bending and not breaking. And slowly, however, Dark and Dollar both down on the Pharmacy. They're going to want them back in a second. And Serial with a huge kill. I think he might have gotten a little bit of help there from a nano boost as well, and he's just going to clear out that hallway. Why not?
Yeah, halfway through, Ungentlemen taking air superiority, all DPS going straight to them. Good for Not Critical Mass holding that corner, but with a dive against them, they just got dived upon, and we're already moving on to phase 2.
You can see Irie on this Ash just trying to shut down Insight and Insomniac on that Pharmacy. Now Dark coming around the back side, trying to do a little bit of damage. Big hack on Dark, a little bit of repaying the favor there, but a good barrage coming out of Insight just to clear the way. And Serial all over the place on this Winston. A really well executed dive there, coming back and forth on targets. It's really just Irie now, who I think is just trying to die. And Dollar, well, Dollar's trying to get back to the rest of the team. Won't make it. Serial's there.
Barely.
Oh no!
What a shot.
So close to escape and couldn't quite get back. And they're running out of space, JJ. They're running out of time here as well.
Yeah, agreed. Ungentlemen making amazing time on their push already. 50% through the map, and they've got 4 minutes to go to get whatever remains.
Well, here comes the attack. Pasternak nearly knocked off there, managed to get back in. Good EMP comes out, gets 2, and they're big 2, but they can't really seem to follow it up. Instead, it's Pasternak who goes down. Diva Bomb over the top, Sound Barrier in as well. Diva Bomb gets no one. The fight continuing here on the point. Irie with the delayed kill there. Going down, but they're still continuing to go. Nano Boost coming out on Insight now. Good use of that ultimate to give the Far just a little bit more damage amplification. But Galadoran doing a really great job of staying alive and holding on to this point. Serial chasing Pasternak around the field. The two monkeys dueling it out. Insight with the point blank barrage over the top. Tries their best to clear the cart and will actually succeed. And well, they might get one more contest out of this.
Yeah, but it's probably going to be like half the team. It's not going to be anything big, and they have to be careful. Boops and everything going to stop them. He's body blocking them.
Serial.
Wow.
That's a huge body block at the end.
Pretty great for a first Eichenwald map, but Ungentlemen showing up that they've got just really good fundamentals going through. The tanks going all the way to the back for that Ana took a lot longer than it should have, so that's why that last fight definitely stretched on for longer than it should have, but they're showing some really good potential, as it were, to just really complete these maps very fast. We'll have to see if Not Critical Mass will return on top of that.
Indeed. I mean, I do feel like, again, Gentlemanly Academy probably looking a little bit stronger here, just coming out the gate. Well executed sort of defenses from them, and then a very convincing push as well. But going into Ilios, King of the Hill, I often see it referred to as sort of the great leveler in terms of just kind of bringing out pure skill, right? A lot of the tricky strategies you use on defense don't function as well on these King of the Hill maps. So I imagine, JJ, if there was a good opportunity, I guess the only opportunity really, I should say, for Not Critical Mass to turn around, it is a map like King of the Hill, especially Ilios with its environmental factor.
I'm just changing a few things on the screen. I just realized I messed up a few things, but other than that, I believe we will be moving on to Ilios. Okay.
Well, at a brisk pace as well, to be honest. A lot going to depend here too, I think, Junior, what we come into as a first sort of stage, and it will be ruins. So the environmental factor not as big on ruins. Also, could a lot of people like running fair on this map. I don't think it's a very good fire map, but they like it. I don't know, JJ. What do you think? What are we gonna see here, just based on what we got a taste of on Eichenwald?
On this map, I agree with you. It's a little bit of a harsh factor to run a Pharah here, because if you run a Pharah, the sight lines are long, especially if you've got a good hit scan on your team. An intermediate, it's always random, I think. Sometimes we've got some really good hit scans coming out on some intermediate teams, but we won't know until we see it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the de facto sort of choice here would be some sort of GOATS composition, but as you said, UGC doesn't like running the meta if they can avoid it. And here, actually, there we go. Not a very meta set of selections at all. How do you feel about that? Do you think Torbjorn's going to swap over there, or you think they're serious about running the Swedish engineer GOATS, as it were?
I truly wonder, to be honest. Yeah, because normally Tinspire runs tanks, and Torbjorn honestly can be seen as a tank for at least a small amount of time. Oh, no. Okay.
The Sombra. A little bit of a debate there. Oh,
yeah.
So sad.
As much as people hate us calling it, it's always fun to just speculate. Maybe a potential, yeah.
Love to see Torbjorn get played. Some Clockwork Vendetta style stuff coming out, but here they are just charging straight forward onto the point, wasting no time is Ungentlemanly Academy. Though Dark immediately up in the air to put pressure on him, and Ungentlemanly Academy, despite coming out charging, now they're falling back. They're giving a lot of ground. Serial cut off there. Really great play from Pasternak, actually, to get over the top and just separate the Reinhardt and bring him down, and that will kill the attack dead.
Yeah, it was honestly a really good grapple. Just I did not expect that to connect so well. Reinhardt had to turn around to be able to do anything. That forced literally all the damage of not critical mass to just be dumped on that Reinhardt, giving them a really good lead.
Yeah, Ungentlemanly Academy now switching over to the 2-2-2 as they come in here. A Moira and a Lucio for the heals. Rhino picking up the Widowmaker here just to cause problems for Dark, but Rhino just ganked in the top corner there by Irie and Dark combined. The fight now shifting back to point. They will get an early pick here on Galadoran, but you get the feeling it might not be enough as Pasternak comes over the top and does a goodly bit of damage. So Serial on this Winston has been such a hard fighter for his team, really doing a great job of just clearing out space on the point. Pasternak messes up the grapple just a little bit there and is forced out, and Dollar will go down, I think, cut off from the rest of his team. Moira just bringing the heat. Now the kill feed solidly lighting up blue here as they're just cleaning the deck. Right on this Widowmaker seeming to be a really good pick at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, both teams had their Widows aggressed upon. Clearly, same form of attacks. The biggest difference was not critical mass. Lost their Pharah very early on. That damage just went down significantly, and the fight just went straight to Ungentlemen.
They are relying a lot on Dark to get in the big damage up here in the sky, but now Rhino scouring the friendly skies above Ilios, looking for an opportunity to pick Dark off. Here comes the Coalescence out early. Maybe a little bit low value there, not really a lot of targets for them to focus, and they're just going to wait it out here, actually. They've caught Insight in the back line. They'll lose the Tracer early on in the fight. Now the contest starts. Pasternak drops in. Bomb over the top. Rather speculative. Hits a pillar. That's unfortunate. Would have gotten some kills probably there if that hadn't happened. But now the kill feed's starting to swing back the opposite direction as not critical mass trying to prove a point here. Serial alone, speaking of points, trying to hold on. But will get knocked off, separated, and killed. Now it's just desperate Tracer stall time as Insomniac comes rolling back in as well. Oh, and they'll use the barrage there, I think, just to clear it off. It works.
Yeah, I mean, Ungentlemen is using their ults. So they took out both supports of not critical mass. So right now there's 0 sustain for not critical mass. Luckily, Valkyrie was popped. Battle Mercy is on the field, just trying to go to the point. But remember, this is all Ungentlemen's point right now. They've been holding it up until now. Their percentage already 80%.
They still haven't flipped it yet, which is spectacular considering the amount of stuff they invested to try and take it back here. Serial has reset him favorite little territory and doesn't want to be shifted now. Rhino coming back on the Doomfist of all things, getting a huge pick on Galadoran to turn things around. They're at 91%. Sound Barrier coming out, EMP over the top will cancel the benefits of that out, but Irie goes down again. Doomfist all over the place right now. And they'll just clear this out, 99%. Pasternak trying to get in and contest will get burned down almost immediately. The Lucio Galadoran dropping into the pit now, trying to hold on, but Winston doesn't have to even aim. Dark, the only one in a position to touch, won't go low enough. And, wow, that's just spectacular. How they managed to hold on to that, Jaded. That's really something.
Yeah, and I was about to say, you know, going into that fight when I believe you said Insight on Tracer was killed at the beginning, Insight was fighting for a good 5 to 7 seconds against 4 members of Not Critical Mass. He might have gotten taken out, but that was... repeat that with almost every single member of Ungentlemen. They were just going for that stagger. They were going for the time. And because their deaths were so separated, it allowed for reinforcements to almost come in indefinitely, just constantly stalling, since they're not able to get eliminated fast enough. So it just kept going until they finally got the 100%.
Yeah, in my mind, JJ, that just screams like comms issue. It's so hard in those desperate sort of stall situations when you're the attacking team, or the stalling team for that matter, to focus down on one target and really get the picks in. And you might have been seeing a little bit of that in action, if we're being honest.
Yeah, gotta be careful here. The Boop almost taking out a good portion of the team, but right now they're holding to best ability. Dark able to take out Tinspire for Ungentlemen. It's gonna go on from there.
Pasternak doing a good job just towing the line here. Serial totally trapped there. Somehow miraculously manages to escape on the ref. Sarissa Hog rather backline managed to get on Dark right there, turned around to the and they could have gotten off that nano ball. That's been angry all over the thing. That's still late here. Losing the mech, and Galadoran trying to escape. Good anti-mate in, saves the Lucio, allows him to get back to safety. But again, we're seeing this weird situation where Ungentlemanly Academy holds on to the point despite things not looking like they should.
Yeah, agreed. And it's all about that just separated play. They're running a partial dive. They're using everything they got in order to just essentially zone Not Critical Mass, force them to have these half fights.
Huge EMP there coming over the top, delays the pushback significantly here by Not Critical Mass. Finally, more bodies collapsing onto the point. Tinspire really the only one left. Joker Arcana can try and fight this out a little bit, but I think they're just going for the stagger there before they finally flip this. So it took them a while, but they got it. Yeah,
I love that switch from Eerie to McCree. Right now, we're already seeing the impact of it. The damage is huge right now coming from this hit scan.
Well, Zach getting an opportunistic early pick there on Insight, who was pushed up. Serial trying to return the favor will not be successful. They're pressing this defense. Good pick on Insomniac, putting the McCree ultimate to very good use there to just take the Mercy out of action. They've identified how much damage is coming out of Insight's Pharmacy, and they're just doing their best to shut it down right now. As you said, JJ, that Irie swap to McCree really looking like a smart decision.
Yeah, and they're looking for that aggression. They got to be careful here. They do have ultimates, but they want to take every advantage they've got.
Now they're starting to give a little bit of space, and they want to play this just a little bit more carefully. Oh, double poop there! Both members of the team going down the well. Insight ushering Dark in, Dark taking Serial with him. Straight down the well, back to bronze, as it were. Now Joker Arcana unleashing the Coalescence across the point. Insight uses that opportunity to drop in with the barrage behind. They didn't even see it coming, and they will successfully wipe out any defenders in Insight. Just on an absolute tear on this Pharah. It can't be stopped.
Yeah, as bluer than the screen or the kills themselves. Insight just going all the way down. I believe getting a 5-stack there, essentially, with kills.
Oh, this is Irie's time to shine. Galadoran getting taken out early. Insight with 2 again, and he's got both of their supports taken out very early on, and that will stop the entire attack dead. Meanwhile, the counter just ticking up, up, up.
Yeah, that damage boost is working wonders for them, but right now, Not Critical Mass, they got to gather up. They have the tools necessary to push forward. Diva Bomb, the Nano Boost on something. I'm not sure what they're going to use it on, but they've got to use it on something for it to work.
trying to play against these sight lines, not critical mass, just trying to minimize the impact of Insight. Good EMP over the top. They're trapped in that area. How much of a follow-up can they get on it? Of course, it's Insight with the barrage over the top to absolutely clean up. Great ult combination there from Ungentlemen Academy, trapping their opponents in the alleyway and just finishing them off. And dare I say it, JJ, a most ungentlemanly fashion.
I agree. Honestly, that was just complete and utter savagery.
And now 99%, so fighting for their lives here. Tac Visor coming out from Rhino on the opposite side. That's 2. Somebody's got a touch, but nobody wants to step into the site. Zach drops in, throws the bomb. Hack, Baby Diva goes down. Somebody else gets to go on to the point. It will be Galadoran coming over the top. Dark coming in with the ultimate. Gets burned down by Tinspire. There's no one left to touch. And it's all over there with Ungentlemanly Academy taking Ilios.
Yeah, good games, and congratulations to Ungentlemen for winning week 2. Honestly, coming into that Ilios map, we got to see a lot of small inflections from individual players from both sides, but overall in Ungentlemen, we saw a lot of really good teamwork and small minuscule things coming out from every single player that really added onto each of their fights.
Yeah, and you could tell too, and all credit to him, you could tell that Not Critical Mass had kind of identified the major problems, especially on Ilios, and we're trying to work around them, but just such good coordination coming out of Ungentlemanly Academy to execute proper ultimate combos and just really stall everything out that Not Critical Mass could get out the gate.
Ungentlemen are your week 2 winners. I guess just to discuss what we saw a little bit. Yeah, I mean, out of Tinspire, when he was playing as Diva, I think that was the biggest difference when it came to a dive against dive, a Pharah against Pharah. That Diva pressure was just so huge coming out from Ungentlemen.
Yeah, and I think we saw particularly on Ilios well, just the power of the inside farmers team was so effective, and Irie was definitely trying their best to shut it down, but they never really seemed to get much of a handle on the situation except for one maybe brief moment when we saw Not Critical Mass and Ascendancy. Pretty much Insight was running the table on them there, and I mean, I can speak from personal experience, just both in the ladder and organized player, right, JJ? When a Pharah is just skilling all over you, it's very hard to come back from that and really put it down.
Yeah, agreed. Completely agree. Well, with that, week 2 does end. I believe that's going to be our last cast, but Mag and Benny are still going to be going. So if you guys want to check it out, go to UGC Discord, go check them out. Those guys are great there. They're going to be casting, I believe, a game starting at 9. So you'll be catching them now.
Momentarily.
Yeah, momentarily. So yeah, if you guys want to see more UGC games, go catch them over there. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining me, Corbec. Is there any last things you want to say?
Nope, just excited to be here, excited to cast. It was a fun game to watch, and good job both teams. Thanks for providing us with some good Overwatch.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Other than that, go check us out on the UGC Discord if you guys have any questions. If you guys are looking forward to any of the games, check out the schedule, and we'll see you all next time.